Hello, and welcome to American English for English Learners. I'm so glad you're here. In today's lesson, we'll take another step toward improving your English skills with practical examples and easy-to-follow explanations. Let's get started.
Have you ever felt like the stories you tell in English are just a little flat? Like you're just listing off facts instead of really painting a picture? Well, today, we are going to unlock a simple grammar tool that will completely change the game. We are diving into the difference between the simple past and the past perfect.
Okay, so picture this. I'm going to tell you a little story. You're rushing to catch a train. You finally get there, you look at your watch, and it's 8:05.
Okay, so far so good.
You look around, and there's nobody there. Just empty. An empty platform is never a good sign, right? You can feel a tension building. And that's when you see it. The schedule board says the 8 o'clock train, well, it's gone. Now that's a simple story, but there's a problem with it. So what's missing? The story tells us what happened, but it doesn't really connect why it happened. It just lists the facts, one after another, but it doesn't give us the full, juicy picture. And the key to fixing this, it all comes down to the grammar we use. So, first things first, let's talk about the tool you probably already use all the time, the simple past. This is the solid, reliable foundation for almost every story you're ever going to tell. The simple past is for anything that's completely done. Finished. You can point to exactly when it happened. Yesterday, last week, 5 years ago. It's clean, it's clear, and the action is totally complete. And what's really useful about the simple past is that it works like a checklist. It tells a story in the exact order that things happened. First this, then that. It's perfect for that kind of linear, step-by-step action. But what happens when your story isn't so straightforward? This is where we need a special tool. Let's call it our grammar time machine. This is the past perfect, and it literally lets you jump backwards in your story to explain something that happened even earlier. So let's go back to our train station mystery. By just adding had already left, we instantly solve it. We finally understand the reason for that empty platform, the reason I was disappointed. The train leaving happened before I even got there. That, right there, is the magic of the past perfect. So here's the absolute key takeaway. The past perfect is for what we call the earlier past. When you're in the middle of a story that's already in the past, and you need to talk about something that happened even before that, that's when you use it. And the form is always super simple. It's just had plus the past participle of the verb. Now, I know this can feel a little abstract, so let's make it crystal clear. We're actually going to visualize this on a timeline so you can literally see the difference for yourself.
Okay, look at these two sentences. They are almost identical. But that one tiny little word, had, completely flips the timeline of the story. Let me show you how.
First, let's look at the sentence with just the simple past. When I arrived, the movie started. The timeline here is totally sequential. I got there at 8 o'clock, and maybe a minute later, the opening credits started to roll. Action A, then action B. Perfect timing. I didn't miss a thing. But now, let's look at our second sentence, the one with the past perfect. When I arrived, the movie had started. Whoa, this is a completely different story. The movie actually started way back at 7:45, and then I casually walked in at 8 o'clock. I missed the first 15 minutes. See? That little word had is our time machine. It tells us the movie starting is in the earlier past. Okay, so now that you get the concept, let's talk about a few common traps people fall into. But don't you worry, once you see them, they're actually really easy to fix. All right, here's a classic. By the time we got there, the show finished. Now, we can probably guess what this person means, but the grammar itself doesn't make the order of events clear. Which thing happened first? It's a little ambiguous. In the fix? So simple. By just adding had, we make it absolutely clear. The show finishing happened before we arrived. The timeline is now perfectly locked in. See how much stronger and clearer that is? Here's another one, this time about past experiences. He was nervous because he never flew before. Again, we get the general idea, but we can make the timing just a little more precise. The fix makes the reason for his nervousness so much clearer. His lack of flying experience covers his entire life up until that specific moment of being nervous for the trip. So we use the past perfect to put that never flying experience into the earlier past. And hey, let's not forget the basics. This is a super common trap with the simple past negative form. We got to make sure our foundation is solid, right?
And here is the simple fix. After didn't, you always use the base form of the verb, not the past tense. So it's didn't know, didn't go, didn't see. It's a simple rule, but it makes a huge difference.
So, there you have it. The key to better storytelling is going beyond just a simple sequence of events, and you now have the tool to control time in your stories. It's a real power-up.
All right, here is your mastery checklist. Just remember this. Simple past keeps things in A, B, C order. And the past perfect, that's your time machine to jump back to the earlier past. Keep these forms in mind, and you are going to be telling much richer, more interesting stories. So, one last question for you. Let's put this time machine to the test. Before you started watching this explainer, what had you already done today? Maybe you'd already finished your workout, or you'd already had your first coffee. Give it a try. It's time to test out your new storytelling superpower.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, share, and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss a lesson. To take your English further, check out the recommended book links in the channel description. Thank you for your continued support.